Ever felt that little twinge of annoyance every time someone calls you by your old nickname? Or maybe you've moved cities and that area code just doesn't feel like you anymore? Perhaps, and this is a big one, you're trying to ditch those persistent robocalls that seem to know your number better than your own family. We've all been there, that moment when you think, you know what? It's time for a change. And often, that change starts with your phone number. But then the practicalities hit. It's not like changing your socks. This is your digital lifeline, the key to your contacts, your online accounts, and how the world reaches you. So, the big question pops into your head: if you're with Rogers, one of Canada's major telecommunications providers, how much of a hassle, and more importantly, how much of a cost, is it to actually change your phone number? That's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to unravel the mystery of Rogers number changes, explore the potential fees involved, walk you through the process step by step, and even give you some insider tips to make the whole experience as smooth and painless as possible. So, grab your virtual popcorn, settle in, and let's get those digits sorted. Before we get down to the nitty-gritty of costs, it's important to understand why someone might want to change their phone number in the first place. It's not always just about a whim or a new area code preference. There are some very valid and increasingly common reasons for wanting a fresh set of digits. One of the biggest drivers, as we hinted at earlier, is unwanted calls and messages. The relentless barrage of telemarketers, scammers, and robocalls can be incredibly frustrating and even intrusive. Sometimes, despite your best efforts to block and report, the only real solution feels like hitting the reset button on your phone number. A new number can offer a clean slate, at least for a while, from these digital pests. Another common reason is privacy and security. In today's interconnected world, our phone numbers are linked to so much personal information. If your number has been compromised in a data breach or if you suspect it's fallen into the wrong hands, changing it can be a crucial step in protecting your identity and preventing potential fraud. Moving to a new city or province is another frequent catalyst for a number change. While keeping your old number is often possible these days, especially within Canada, some people prefer a local area code for convenience or to feel more connected to their new community. It can also simplify things when giving your number to local businesses and contacts. Then there are the more personal reasons. Maybe you're going through a significant life change and want a fresh start in all aspects, including your digital identity. Perhaps your old number has sentimental associations you'd rather leave behind. Or maybe, just maybe, you simply don't like the way it sounds or how easy it is, or isn't, to remember. Whatever the reason, your desire for a new phone number is valid. Now, let's get to the question you're really here for, the cost. Unfortunately, there isn't a simple, one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to Rogers and changing your phone number. The fees, if any, can depend on several factors, including your specific account type, the reason for the change, and how you go about requesting it. Based on general practices within the telecommunications industry and some available information, it's likely that Rogers may charge a fee for changing your phone number. This fee is often considered an administrative cost associated with updating their systems and assigning you a new number. However, the exact amount can vary. Historically, some providers have charged anywhere from $10 to $50 for a number change. It's important to note that these figures are not specific to Rogers and are just examples of what you might encounter in the Canadian mobile market. To get the most accurate information about Rogers' current policy and any associated fees, the best course of action is to directly contact Rogers customer service. You can do this through several channels. Phone. Calling their customer service hotline is often the quickest way to get a direct answer. Be prepared to wait on hold, especially during peak hours, but this allows for a real-time conversation and clarification of any questions you might have. You can usually find their customer service number on your bill or on the Rogers website. Online chat. Many providers, including Rogers, offer online chat support through their website or mobile app. This can be a convenient alternative to calling, allowing you to multitask while you wait for a representative. You'll typically get a written record of the conversation as well, which can be helpful for future reference. In person at a Rogers store, visiting a physical Rogers store allows you to speak to a representative face-to-face. This can be particularly useful if you have a more complex situation or prefer a personal interaction. However, be aware that store staff may not always have the authority to waive fees or make certain account changes and might direct you to customer service anyway. Through the Rogers app or website, sometimes the option to change your phone number might be available directly through your online account or the Rogers mobile app. If this is the case, any associated fees would likely be clearly displayed before you finalize the change. It's worth checking this option first as it might be the most convenient. When you contact Rogers, be sure to clearly state that you are inquiring about the cost to change your phone number. Ask specifically if there are any fees involved and, if so, what the exact amount is. It's also a good idea to inquire about the different methods for changing your number, e.g., online, phone, in-store, and if any of these methods have different associated costs. While there might be a standard fee for changing your number, there are also situations where Rogers might waive this fee. This is not guaranteed, but it's worth exploring, especially if you have a valid reason for the change, such as persistent harassment or security concerns. Be polite and explain your situation clearly to the customer service representative. They may have some discretion, particularly if you've been a long-standing and reliable customer. Another potential avenue for avoiding fees is if Rogers initiates a change to your service or area code for their own reasons. In such cases, they are often more likely to accommodate a number change request without charging you. Once you've confirmed the cost, or lack thereof, and decided to proceed with the number change, the next step is understanding the process itself. While the exact steps might vary slightly depending on how you initiate the request, here's a general overview of what you can expect. Contact Rogers. As mentioned earlier, your first step is to get in touch with Rogers through your preferred method. Verification. Be prepared to verify your identity as the account holder. This usually involves providing information such as your account number, name, address, and potentially a security question. Reason for change, optional but recommended while not always required. Briefly explaining your reason for wanting a new number can sometimes be helpful, especially if you're hoping for a fee waiver. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.